did you sit and be like, I have what it takes to mentor people, I should open a mentorship program? Because when you say anybody right now, people who are CMs, who are ahead in their career, they should become mentors. How does someone evaluate themselves and be like, I think another human being can not depend on me, but I think I can guide another human being?
No, I think first the first thing is you have to be good. And that word I use it a lot, and I know you don't like it.
Yeah, it's
because
not
it's
that
quite
I
relative, but it's not relative.
Yeah.
Mentees like someone they can look up to. So you need to be someone who can be looked up to.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have leadership qualities, you've structured your life, yeah, you're sort of a leader. A lot of us are leaders, you don't need to have a title. Then you know your stuff. No one is going to come to you for mentorship if you don't know your stuff.
Yeah.
And they know when you know your stuff. Okay?
It will be clear.
Yeah, it will be clear. So uh, be someone that people can look up to. As long as you are someone people can look up to, it means you can offer guidance.
Yeah.
And if you offer guidance, then you begin to mentorship. And you don't need to have a program like myself.
Yeah.
You could do it to one person.
Yeah.
But when I realized that I think I was the tail end of my chairmanships.
Mm-hmm.
I'd gone to universities. I met a lot of students. I've met so many students over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
I was chairman for 6 years, so I met a lot of students. Yes.
Is that legal?
Yes, I was the chairman for 6 years, 2016, 2022. So during that time, I'd met a lot of students, and I could see the mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of construction managers make a lot of mistakes. Maybe that's another podcast on what mistakes to avoid, because these things are many. And I couldn't mentor everyone. I'll need a stadium to mentor everyone.
Yeah.
So the talks we were having, and that time you could go to JQuat only once during a year, and you're done. But you've not exhausted that. The people who still require a lot of work. That's why a lot of my mentorship is very personal. I do personal mentorship more than the career. Career comes in place, but the personal growth is what I focus on a lot in mentorship, because that's what a lot of people lack. People are stagnant.
When you talk of personal growth, right, and trying to tie it to your story in being a good CM, right? What does the personal growth entail? Because most people, when they hear you advancing or you becoming best in your career, they expect tips on maybe how to best show up in interviews, how to best lead your meetings, how to know how to read drawings. So when you talk of personal growth, how much of that affects our career, and what's that exactly?
People ask me that, so how did you rise to this level? It's personal growth.
Okay, let's unpack that.
I mean, we were all taught construction management. We were 23 of us graduated, so there's nothing I know more than my classmates know.
Yeah.
But then what you add on top. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Okay? You attract success. And by the person you become, by the personal development you work on. So one of the things I tell my mentees is, when you begin the program, is identify where are your shortfalls. Okay? Where do you think you are lacking? It could be lacking in confidence. It could be lacking in your mentality. It could be lacking in you don't exercise, you don't read. It could be just avoided. So one of the first things we do is list down everything with you have to improve on as a person. So it could be in your weight, it could be just various anything. It could be in your dressing, it could be how you speak, it could be something very personal to you. So you begin to develop yourself. I was not born a writer. I've taught myself how to write. Okay? So what do you want to do? So if you realize your confidence is, you have a problem, you can't address people, could be one of the areas you need to improve on. And a PM, you have to address people. So how do you build that? Podcasts, TED Talks, books. So you work on that. And one of the programs we have is take a month or 3 weeks working on that one area. Go to the next. Okay? So you begin to attract. And one of the things you have to really work on as a personal development is your mentality. Yeah? The battle of success is the battle of the mind. So until you change how you think, how you shape your mind. I see in the group, we are in the forum, someone says, oh, this cause, I don't like it, we are suffering. You will never succeed. Your life can never rise beyond your personal story. What you tell yourself. So if you think CM is a bad cause, and the thing is, there's no cause. Doctors are on the streets right now. That is what people would all be a doctor. They're on the streets. Engineers have their own problems. There is no course where you walk out and say, okay, that is work for you. And so you can't finish 4 years. You did nothing in 4 years in campus. You don't attend career talks, okay? You don't go for events. You're busy in the hostels with your series movies for 4 years. Do bare minimums. You finish. Then all of a sudden, life has to be rigged for you as a construction manager to get a job. While some people have been seeking mentors, going for mentorships, going for events,
workshops,
student competitions, they participate.
Yeah.
And then you want to get job ahead of them. God cannot allow you to get job ahead of them. You did the bare minimums. So sit back, wait for your 3 years to end. You did little work to earn that job. And it won't come to you. So work on yourself first. Improve yourself. What are your weaknesses?
Yeah.
What areas do you think you need to grow in? List them. Then identify. If you need to come see Nashon to help you, So success is something you attract.
Okay.
So a big part of mentorship that I do is how do you become better? There are 350 of you getting out. What makes you to stand out? Because the object of the life, of life, the key objective of life is to avoid the masses. If you can't avoid the masses, you're in problems. And the only way you're going to avoid the masses is not the degree. Degree all of you have. It's now your personal growth.
So that's where the mentorship, the reading, the identifying what your shortcomings are. Okay. To take you back, you stayed at Trident 5.5, 6 years. Why did you leave?
I think I'd grown to the level that I thought there was no more growth.
Okay.
I'd done projects, industrial parks, hotels, residential. So I'd done what needed to be done. And you could see that in this company, this is the end. I have to be a director, and I can't be a director. I don't have shares. So God speaks to you to tell you, now, Nashon, it's time to start your own farm. People always ask, so when do you know you're supposed to leave? I mean, I think it's a baton. It's like someone asks you, what is the right age to marry? It's not. There's no right age to marry. It's a baton. When it's switched on, you know I'm supposed to marry or I'm supposed to leave. But the thing is, I think I'd done the projects I needed to do. I'd grown so much.
Yeah.
And I think it was time now to be in my own house.
How was that? How has that been?
Oh, a roller coaster.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Running a company, it's not easy. It's not those things motivational speakers say. I started a restaurant with 1 beans and 1 maize. You know those motivational speeches. I think you really have to be prepared to run a company. It takes time to stabilize. This is 7 years. This is almost 8 years of Beacon. I think the first 5 years was more or less stabilizing. You make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes during that time that I will deeply regret. I would have done better, but that's a learning point. You can't take those mistakes away from me. If you take them away, then there's no Nashon.
Yeah.
So you make mistakes, and that's why mentorship is good, because if now you're going to start a farm, for example, then I can tell you what to expect and what to avoid.
Yeah.
Again, I started a company, no one mentored me in that line. So I've learned through the world as a teacher, and it can be ruthless sometimes.
I can think that. But so let's talk about now your journey after you started Beacon, right? What has been, I don't want to ask highlights, what has been the main challenges as, not even in Kenya, just owning a company and running a company is, can I guess your age? No, you shoot me.
I'm 37.
Oh, currently?
Yeah.
So you were 30 when you started Beacon?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
So 29, 30, yeah.
So what does it take to run a company? Let me re-ask it that way. What does it take? Because I'm seeing happening even with most of my classmates. People come out of campus and they already have their own company for PM, for contractor, for it seems like owning a company is like the ultimate winning. People, the whole self-employed entrepreneurship route. I
call it the premature nature of Kenyan graduates. and I know in the industry there is a lot of that. I also started a company when I graduated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is it?
I don't know. Don't know where it went.
What were you doing that time?
And the thing is, when you leave campus starting a company, Even the name is so ridiculous. You call it Kimondio Construction.
What was the name of yours? Okowa's. Okowa's Construction Limited. Oh my God.
One day I think I'll talk about that company, because when I talk about that company, there'll be chaos.
Can we do it in this podcast?
No, we can't do it in this podcast. But the thing is, I think you need to go out and learn. One of the benefits I got from Trident is I learned how to win clients.
Yeah.
I learned how to bill. I learned how to do invoices and contracts, and how to present yourself to get jobs. Okay? So you need to be taught. Even if you want to be a contractor, go to somewhere and see how laborers are paid.
Yeah.
And then you begin to start your company. I don't think 4 years without mentorship, you start a company. There could be outliers, people who will start and succeed, but there are very few, and you will not be in that category. Yeah. So teach yourself. Trident taught me. And one of the challenges I got actually when I started work is winning work. When I was in Trident, work was brought.
Yeah.
Okay? And you do with the PM. This time, you have to look for that work.
Yeah.
And then bring it to the office. People to do. It's not easy. That's why one of the key things in my mentorship is networking. I teach my mentees how to network, how to build that worth. Over time, if you do it for 5 years and you begin to run a company, there's somewhere you can fall back to. Of course, I had that. I'd built a network. By the time I was starting Beacon, actually, I was a few months into my chairmanship as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will leverage on that as well. But you need a network. You need to know people. You need to know developers. Also, when I was leaving Trident, I was leaving Trident because of the work I was already having. So I didn't leave to look for work. I think when I was leaving Trident, I had 3 projects already.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I was leaving. That's why I resigned. I didn't want to steal more of the company time. I wanted to go run my farms.
Yeah.
So I left with clients. I had clients that I was running work with. So, and how did I get jobs? Is because of the network. But the greatest thing that you will know when you finish work is how to win clients. It's a big challenge. You have to be very good.
Are there like other networking and people knowing? Because the easiest clients are when you've already worked with them and they give you referrals. That's one of the best way to get clients. But for someone who is starting, you don't, as you know, as an architect, you can go and bid and show this is my portfolio, this is my proposal, this is the design. As a PM, you don't actually have something to go and show the client and say this is what I can do. So
what I've realized is this. Okay, this is how I do it.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't want to just run any other project management company. I wanted to be different. I wanted to run a company that will offer something different. Because the industry wants solutions. Client wants solutions.
Yeah.
If you can't give solutions, someone's going to hire you.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I learned, and I've written books about them, is outside being the PM, I wanted to understand real estate. I wanted to understand how it works and what makes real estate function and returns and how to curate projects.
Yeah.
That allows me to give something more than other PM firms will give. Because when I come on board, I'm not just coming to manage your project. I'm going to make that project work for you.
Yeah.
Okay, and throughout my existence in that project, constantly I will be outside managing your time and cost. I'll be managing your returns.
Yeah.
So give clients solutions.
Yeah.
If you give clients solutions, that's why I got projects. And a lot of the projects that I get these days become phone calls. I don't bid for work. As a standard, I don't. I don't like bidding. I don't do government projects as well. So one thing that I have had the opportunity of making, and it's not a divine blessing as well. I have worked hard to be the person I am and to be the non-person.
Yeah.
That gives me the advantage of someone comes to you, you're not just a project manager. You're going to help also in feasibility studies and in market studies, and also in disputes, because I've done arbitration as well.
Yeah.
So offer solutions. Real estate outside here, if you're going to start a company, the developer, the contractor, because I also consult for contractors, they want a solution. What can you offer me as a solution? So it also means you must understand the problems.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay? Understands what the real estate is suffering from. Big problem we have in our professional CM is people do the basics. You don't understand the industry. Where is it headed? One of the things as a PM when I try to do is, what is the future? And when a client comes into my office, I want to offer you something that prevents you from the future. If it's a mistake, you're in business. For me, that is what, as a company, I want someone to do. Sit here and tell me, I want to offer you something different from Beacon, and this is it as a PM. You're in business. But a lot of companies are just a bunch of SMEs.
They're doing passive project management. That is, you're just responding to
emails
you're
and
just
letters.
Responding to emails, just responding to letters.
Yeah.
And I think that also comes from the way project management is being approached, because most clients will come to you and say, we've already done, this is the project that we're doing. We are building 10 villas. There's no time in for you to be like, is that the best thing? Are you not best doing an office? So you come in at the point where they have already established the project. In some cases, you come in at the point where the designs are also there. So you're coming to just,
I've been engaged in those projects as well, where the client is rigid. The client, I will say rigid because we've decided we're doing this. Yeah, no problem. I'll look at it. One of the things I always try to do is put my reservations on record. I won't stop being a project manager, but I tell my developers, if someone comes to say, we're doing a 2-bed, one of the things I'll ask is why a 2-bed? I'll want to know. Like, is there something, because a lot of projects we do today are what we call Me Too projects. People hear them in chamas, villas are selling, tomorrow they're buying a plot, and you're the PM.
Yeah.
For me as Nashon, one of the things I try to do is I don't want to be involved in a project that fails. And failing is not just that the project is not complete. It completed but did not sell.
Yeah.
So I offer my clients that advice. If they take it, well and good. If they're not, proceeding with management. I will manage it perfectly within time and cost and quality. Yeah.
You've mentioned a lot about leadership along your story. I just want to understand how much construction managers are leaders, right? I just want to, is there a distinction between the two, and what are the qualities or the key to being a great leader in your project, in your team, in anywhere really? How much role does the leadership skills play? Can a construction manager just be behind the scene, controlling everything, risk is managed, program is up to date, inspections are done? Is it possible? Do you need to be a people person for you to lead?
A PM is first and foremost, above everything else, a leader. Yeah, above everything else, a leader. Projects require direction. Even the client himself or herself is going to require directions. Have you been in meetings where, I've been in meetings where everyone is seated, discussions go on, everyone looks and say, PM, let PM tell us what to do. Yeah? So if you are the type of, you don't give direction as a leader, you're not a leader. Project management is leadership, first and foremost. So I tell people, yes, some of us are born leaders. Okay? Some of us must find leadership.
Yeah.
It's not a divine blessing as well. It's not dropped from heaven. Yeah. Work on yourself. If you realize one of the things you struggle with is leadership, how do you improve? Take a leadership course, for instance, short course. Go to YouTube, teach yourself, listen to TED Talks on leadership, buy books on leadership. But you have to offer direction. That is one of the first things I learned early on in my career. Actually, my second meeting of chairing a meeting, the architect and the mechanical engineer are debating whether you need to have a steam or sauna and the pool. This is 6 months into work. I am green. Like, I don't even know what a sauna is. What is the difference? And I know it's going to come to the PM. PM, tell us, what do you think? How do you proceed? So I am like, how am I going to deal with this? But my boss had given me some hints. I was trained.
Yeah.
So when the architect reaches and they say, I think architect, what you do? Oh, pool, sauna. What do you do this? Give us the various options you have. Send it to us by tomorrow. Then we decide. That's what I said. It's leadership. Yeah.
I've realized the hack in this, because sometimes you've been working on houses, and then all of a sudden you are in a infrastructure project. You've read the basics, but you don't know the details enough for you to be able to say, this is the direction that we're going. The client is depending on you, and the team is looking at you. So the one hack I found to always work the consultants who put up their designs or their report with all the technicalities and everything, and people look at, literally they just turn to you. I've always found being like, take me through your report or take me through your design, being very effective, because in just listening to what they're saying, you see the gaps, you see what more meat needs to be done for the clients to be able to make a decision. But before I knew that, people would turn, they're looking at you like, yo, I'm just
so yeah,
it's one of those things you
and
learn.
if you look at it, it's a leadership thing.
Yeah.
It's, you must be someone who offer directions.
Yeah.
If you're going to run for example, big projects, it could be 50 consultants. There's a traffic consultant, there's geotech, like everyone is here. You must understand what all of them do. Yet all of them will not really understand what each other do. But as a PM, you have to. And you offer leadership. And I think if you're a good leader, you get away so much as a PM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes even with your mistakes.
True.
Like you could say something wrong and the question, is it right? But because of your confidence, they query whether they've been wrong all those years. I know, I've done that on projects. So a project manager is the first thing above everything else. A leader, you must have leadership qualities. You're going to deal with people.
Yeah.
And it's the politics of site. Yeah, in fact, one day I thought of writing a book about the politics of construction.
Yeah.
There's just so much politics on site, and you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Between engineers, between consultants, between subcontractors, there's so much going on, and it falls on your desk.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the leadership qualities, I think your project is going to fail. And a lot of projects fail just because, not because there's no PM, but the PM is not a leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing that we already at 1 hour in an episode that we thought we were going to do in 35 minutes. So maybe just to summarize, what would be the cocktail, the ingredient of a cocktail to bring where you are? What are you can do it in the main steps, or you can do it in the things that you've actually implemented or actively, intentionally done for you to get where you are.
I think if you're going to be a top project manager, if you're going to be the exceptions and run away from the crowd, you want to lead the herd as a PM, as a CM, I think first of all I would say you must work on your confidence. You must be arrogantly confident. Okay? Be very confident with yourself. Arrogantly confident. Number 2 is your leadership.
Yeah.
Okay? A PM is a leader. A PM is a leader. A PM is a prophet. Prophet part is for another day. Let's talk about leadership. Work on being the leader. So if you don't have leadership qualities, you are out. Work on those leadership qualities. Take courses if you need be.
Yeah.
Read books, a lot of books. Number 3, understand the industry.
Yeah.
Completely. And not just understand locally, understand continentally, understand globally.
Yeah.
Where is the built environment headed? You want to know that. You want to offer solutions. Locally, understand everything. When central bank raises the best lending rate, a PM should know that the loans are going up because you run projects. So understand regulations coming up, everything. Read laws, read reports, KNBS reports. One is coming next week on construction. Ask consultants report, Knight Frank reports. Read these reports so that you are well grounded.
Yeah.
A PM must be well grounded. Okay? You must. Number 3, work on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? Your look, your grooming, your dressing, everything, your communication, your speech, your writing. Those 4 things for me, with your background.
Yeah.
You're one of the top PMs in this country. There's no secret algorithm. It's just that open.
Okay. Now I have to go start assessing myself. Thank you, Nashon.
Most welcome.
Not really. Most welcome. No, I don't think so. But I think thank you so much for coming. I think we didn't even finish your story, so that gives me a leeway for the second episode.
I'll come for episode 10.
So you'll be getting the details on what you're doing next. But that one for conflict we have to do.
No problem.
We have to do one for the students also, because I feel like if you start at the ground right when you're fresh, it's so easy rather than trying to tell a 10-year-old like CM, they have been out here 10 years, they already have the ways they do, and now you want them to go take a course on leadership. It's at that time life is lifing, so I don't think so we'll have to do those. Thank you so much for coming. Do you have any other parting shots before we can close the episode?
I think I've enjoyed the show.
You have.
I look forward to coming back and having more discussions And I wish my colleagues in the industry all the best. Work on yourselves, guys. The market is there.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we close the episode, I would just like to mention that today we're shooting this at Tilisi in one of their villas, their Q3 houses. We'll put up some pictures just for you guys to see the quality of work that's being done at Tilisi. Come visit, have a look and see what they have to offer for you. Thank you very much. Give us a comment. Let us know what more you want Nashon to come and talk about or clarify, and I'll see you in our next episode.